Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Greg Gumpel, or as you might know me, Sam. And welcome to Retro Bowl March Madness. It's excellent here to see in this wonderful month of March, otherwise known as almost the NFL season. Here with my esteemed guest, Max, we're here to welcome you to see what exactly would happen if the NFL embraced March Madness and became a 32-team tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to One Shining Moment, NFL style.
Today, on the Sports Pod channel, we're going to answer one of the most frequently asked questions in the NFL. What if its playoffs switched to March Madness? In this format, I simulated one season of Retro Bowl to determine each team's record and their standings to complete the NCAA format. Then, I ranked each NFL team based on their national record in order to determine their seed within the NCAA tournament in their region. Then, similarly to March Madness, I created my own selection show where I determined each team's seed based on their region ranking. And now that I've explained to you the process, let's get into it.
Here are the standings of the simulated season in Retro Bowl. Obviously, they do have the rosters, but some things are a little different based on what you would think. Take a look, pause if you want to. Really some interesting nuggets in here, some team records. But of course, we will see all that as we get into the bracket. Of course, here is the rankings, 1 through 32 based on records. Some real surprises, for example, the Commanders, the Commies at 11-6. Clearly, property has been redistributed enough so that they've got some more wins on the season. Of course, the 49ers with an impressive 15-2, receiving 51 first place votes. Real impressive there. Of course, as we go further down, we see some of the teams that you'd expect, then a few surprises. For example, the Houston Texans at 8-9, 15 overall. That's a little surprising. Guess CJ Stroud is popping off. Of course, a few more surprises further down. Aaron Rodgers, a major disappointment for the Packers. And the poor Vikings did not have a great season so far, as you can tell. Then some of the bottom feeders. Steelers, bit of a surprise. Patriots, little bit of a surprise. We'll see if any of these teams, though, can perform a Cinderella run in March. As you know, anything can happen. And of course, we're dividing things into regions a little bit differently, different than the NFL. Of course, the Cowboys are actually in the South. They're in the NFC East in real life, which of course they're further west than the Chiefs, so who really knows? We realigned the regions to just kind of make it more geographically in sense, but that's not the right word, but I don't care. Retro Bowl, NFL, March Madness, now. And welcome here to the top left of the bracket. No one but our graphics guy, Brandon, knows who these teams are right now. It's going to be just as much of a surprise for us as it is for you at home here. Of course, starting off in the top left of the bracket, the number 1 overall seed in the South, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, the Cowboys at 11-6 will be the weakest number 1 seed. But of course, they did have a strong season, really great year. We'll see what they can do. And of course, they will be facing in the first round the number 8 seed, the Atlanta Falcons. You know, they're a weak team, but really a 5-12 record versus 11-6. Really, anything could happen in that game there.
And as the rank overall of a 29, it's really a true matchup. You got a true 8 seed against a not so true 1 seed. So it's a little bit at the advantage of the Cowboys, but it should be a good game. I got the Cowboys in this one.
Okay. I would have to agree. Meanwhile, a little bit more of an interesting game in the 4-5 matchup. I believe in the 4 seed, we've got the Houston Texans, a real surprise season. After all, last year they were real bad, but this year they're bouncing back. They will be facing the New Orleans Saints. Yes, 2 8-9 teams in the 4-5 game. Real close matchup. We'll see how it goes.
You know, in these ones, you always see the 8-9 in the real March Madness. They get some upsets sometimes. So I got the upset in the Saints this one. I think it's going to be a really close matchup, though.
You know, as they say, 8-9 game, not even an upset. However, 3-6 game might also be close as well in terms of is it an upset. The 3 seed in the South, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fresh off of the retirement of Thomas Edward Brady. I think that's his middle name. I don't know. I'm a basketball announcer here, Greg Gumbel. We've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We'll see what they can do. They will be facing the 6th seed, the Carolina Panthers. The first matchup from real-life divisions right here. Max, thoughts?
No, this is a very interesting one. Being an in-division matchup in real life, this is going to be a crazy one. Although I think the Bucks got the edge with Baker Mayfield at quarterback and a little new rookie at Bryce Young. He's just not new to the playoffs, so it's going to be an interesting one, though.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And then two more Florida teams after we mentioned the Buccaneers. We've got the 2 seed in the South, the Miami Dolphins. They're coming from the AFC East to compete in the South in our March Madness style tournament. And we'll see what they can do against some of these more Southern teams. Of course, the Dolphins might actually be the most Southern in real life, so that's kind of crazy. But they will be facing the number 7 seed, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow, quite an interesting matchup. You got a Florida matchup right there, as you said, and it's just going to be quite a water attack there. I don't know what's going to go on, but it's going to be a good one. And according to our analytics team, it seems like the average rank overall in the AP poll is a 17. So this is on one of the more lower sides of the bracket, the second easiest region. So what do you think about that, Sam?
I mean, it's definitely kind of what people have said for years about the Cowboys, an easy region, but they are the 1 seed. But there is some real strong depth in this region. The Cowboys might be the weakest 1 seed, but top to bottom, I could really see some teams making a run. Obviously, the Buccaneers have had success historically. The Jaguars, real sneaky 7 seed to watch out for. Even the Saints, anyone could make a run in the South. And in the East region, the number 1 seed will be the Philadelphia Eagles. Fresh off his Super Bowl appearance, they have made another strong run with a 14-3 season. It seems like the Eagles are back with a vengeance, ready to compete. But of course, they will be facing some different teams this year. No weak NFC, instead some different competitors from the northeastern region of the country. We'll see what happens. No Mickey Mouse competition for the Eagles this year. They will be facing the historically great New England Patriots as the 8th seed. Difficult matchup in the first round for a 1.
That is very true. You know, we've seen actually some 2 seed upsets recently in normal March Madness, so this could be an upset. But honestly, I still got the Eagles.
Yeah. And another 2 strong teams in the 4-5 matchup in the East got the Baltimore Ravens at 10-7, and the 5 seed, the New York Jets, with a very disappointing year with Aaron Rodgers going 7-9-1. Both these teams really though are dangerous to make a run.
Yeah, even after all that rookie talent that the Jets had from last year, this is really interesting to see them being 21 overall in this NFL season. But Ravens having Lamar back could be the advantage. I got the Jets, though.
You know, I could see it going either way. However, this 3-6 game looking like a real surprise. I mean, at the 3 seed, we've got the Washington Commies, free from the oppressive czar of Dan Snyder. The workers have thrown a revolution in Washington. And yes, Sam Howell will be leading the Commies to an 11-6 overall record. Quite impressive, but they will be facing their rivals in the NFC East, the New York Giants. We'll see if the workers can topple the Giants, the big business, in the 3-6 game.
You know, in our Imperialism videos, the Commies have looked very well recently. I see that continuing. This is my favorite team in the series, easily.
Oh, yeah. Retro Bowl does love the Commies for some reason. Clearly, the 99 cents, you know, it's maybe a little bit capitalist, but it's such a great deal. I mean, who can count it?
Best deal
really? And of course, continuing the East region being real strong, in the 2 seed, we've got the Buffalo Bills at 11-6 with the number 5 overall seed. They're a real strong team. They will be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who had a poor year overall. At 6-11, they're still a decent 7 seed who could make some noise.
Now, I was talking about earlier about true matchups, but this is actually the only true matchup to March Madness. We got the 5 versus the 27. That is a perfect 2v7 in this game. Obviously, I got the Bills going, but just wanted to point that out. And again, going back to this is actually our hardest region, as most of the teams are pretty level here. The 8 seed is a 6-win team, so that's very interesting. The average record is 9-8 with an average rank of 15. What do you think about that, Sam?
I mean, we could really see anything happen here in the East region. The East was, of course, real strong with the NFC East, AFC East this past year in the NFL. Same thing in Retro Bowl here. And of course, the Midwest region, which may be anything but mid. We will see. Of course, leading the Midwest region, real no surprise here, is the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, might be a bit of a surprise to the Chiefs fan over here, but of course, this is Retro Bowl. Teams are trendy. The Bengals will be the number 1 seed in the Midwest. And ladies and gentlemen, This may not be March Mammal Madness, but the Bengals will be facing the Colts. An excellent mammal matchup right here. Of course, the Colts are the number 32 overall rank right here. So this really should be a victory for the Bengals, Max.
Just like in Mammal Madness, I expected Tiger to win this one, so I got the Bengals taking off the Colts.
Okay. And then the 4-5 matchup, another matchup between two teams with identical records. At the 4 seed, we have the Green Bay Packers, and they will be facing the 5 seed, the Cleveland Browns. This is probably going to be an aquatic traversion across the Great Lakes of some sort. I could flex my geography knowledge here, but I won't. I might wait till later. Max, thoughts?
This is going to be an interesting match. I think the Packers are a little bit too inexperienced to win this game, though. Even after coming off an 8-9 record, I got the Browns.
Okay, yep. Of course, Deshaun Watson always loves to be coming off an 8-9 record. And of course, we have the Detroit Lions also with an 8-9 record here. Dan Campbell might not be happy. They came into the season with high expectations, but they're still the 3 seed in the weak Midwest region. They will be facing the 6 seed, the Tennessee Titans, who are 7-10, but they're not really looking like the Titans of the Midwest region here.
As being one of the weakest 3 seeds of all time, the Lions will have a tough one against the Titans here. Although their strength of schedule has put them this high for a reason, so I got the Lions.
Of course. And then we got the 2 seed in the Midwest, Max's beloved Kansas City Chiefs. And of course, like always, a bit of a Mickey Mouse path for the Chiefs. They will be facing the 7 seed Bears, who are actually the number 31 overall team. Yes, that's right. The number 31 and 32 overall teams are both in the Midwest region.
As Sam just mentioned, the 31 seed is a very low rank for a 7 seed, even though, just being a 7 is pretty low itself. Being 31 as a 7 is lucky. But playing against the Chiefs is not lucky. I got the Chiefs winning this one, and as Sam mentioned, 31 and 32 makes this the easiest region with an average record of 8-9 and the average rank as an 18 in the 18 poll, AP poll.
Wow. That is something. We will see who manages to come out of this region. And it might be Deshaun Watson. And finally, just like Manifest Destiny, we have made our way out to the West here. But just like Manifest Destiny, the valuable teams are in Northern California. Yes, that's right. The San Francisco 49ers are the number 1 overall seed in the tournament and the number 1 seed in the West here. And of course, the San Francisco 49ers will be playing the 8th seed, the Arizona Cardinals, as Max likes to call them, the Cardi B's.
And even after that joke, it was a truly terrible one. I got the 49ers to go through this one. They're just too dominant in this race.
That was a bad joke, but there might be some better ones coming later today here. Of course, we've got in the 4-5 matchup a nice little sneaky matchup. We've got the 4 seed, the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Los Angeles Rams. Sorry about that. One of these teams will be taking a loss. We'll see which one. Max?
2 terrible teams from last year's NFL season. This could be a flip-flop game. I really have no idea what's going to go on in this one, so I won't even make a guess.
Okay, well, you're an analyst, Max. That's kind of your job. But anyway,
Go Raiders.
We'll move on to the 3-6 matchup. 2 teams who were a bit of surprise in the NFL last year. One who kind of went on to still maintain their form, and one who kind of fell off, unfortunately for me. Got the 3 seed, the Seattle Seahawks. They will be facing the 6 seed, the Minnesota Vikings.
As a Vikings fan, this has got to be truly disappointing. Skull Nation is very disappointed by this result. 7-10 after such a great season last year. Justin Jefferson must have gotten injured or something. But I still got the Vikings, they're just a great team.
And finally, another intra-division matchup. The 2 seed, the Los Angeles Chargers, with a good record of 12-5. They could be sneaky to pull an upset and beat the 49ers. They will be facing the Denver Broncos. Clearly, Russ was not cooking this year once again.
Yeah, Russ has just never been cooking in Denver, and even the coaching change just hasn't even helped them out either. So I got the Chargers in this one. But, this is even more of a hard region in this time around. We got an average rank of 16 and an average record of 9-8 as the second hardest region, the West Division. What do you think about that, Sam?
Some people say the West is the best. The West is the second best. But I think the West will be a real fun region here. It's going to be wacky, and I like wacky. And this may not be the Western Athletic Conference, but this is about to be whack right here. We start off in the top left with the Dallas Cowboys, versus the Atlanta Falcons. And what do we got here? It looks like an absolute blowout for the Dallas Cowboys here in our live looking in the fourth quarter. Cowboys are absolutely running the Falcons 30-0 right here. They got their Glocks out, and the Cowboys just went pew, 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 and absolutely downed the birds in the sky. This, obviously, the number one seed in the South. We expected the Cowboys to move on. We'll see what else happens in the bracket here. And of course, we go down to the East region for the next 1A matchup. We'll see if there are any big 116 upsets like Fairleigh Dickinson. But as we take a look, the Patriots are not pulling it off this year. It might not be Nick Foles, but anyway, Jalen Hurts is still the savior for the Eagles against the Patriots. And, the Eagles are looking really good right here. I honestly could see them making a deep run into the tournament. And the Patriots, they are making quick work of them right here. So, as we really think about it, as we move on to the next portion of the bracket, it is the Midwest. We're going to have the Bengals versus the Colts, two teams that are actually not that far from each other geographically. And the Colts are keeping it close, but unfortunately, the Wild Tiger is going to absolutely destroy the Colt right here. But it's 28-18 right now. We'll just zoom through this a little bit, and that's it right there. The Bengals defeat the Colts 28-18. Very interesting score, but the Bengals do move on. And finally, our last chance for a 1-8 upset, it will be the San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Two teams in the same division in real life, and once again, unfortunately here, it is not close at all. The 49ers are up 28-7. It looks like whoever their quarterback is, I'm feeling that's Brock Purdy, is just dicing up the defense. I'm going to kick a field goal with the new rookie kicker, Jake Moody, in from 65 yards. That is impressive, to be honest. So, yeah, the 49ers are also looking really good. Team with real talent in real life. And once again, in our Retro Bowl March Madness, they are doing incredible. Of course, in the West, we're going to go down to the 2-7 game between the Chargers and the Broncos. And we've actually got a real close one. But unfortunately, maybe to no one's surprise, you should not be letting Russell Wilson cook. Russ throws an interception down one score with under a minute left. Russ is poverty. He's Danger Russ. I don't know. That nickname was better back when he was actually good. Danger Russ. But anyways, looks like the Chargers do have a 4th and 1 right here that they will have to execute. And yep, Herbert throws an absolute dot to Gerald Everett on the outside. And that should be the game right here for the Chargers to avoid the upset against the Denver Broncos. And, of course, the little timeout for icing on the cake right there. We'll see if they get a field goal in, and it is good. Got that for the Broncos so far. Then we're going back up to the Midwest, up next right here, and we are going to have the matchup between the Chiefs and the Bears. Historically, this matchup has been going on for hundreds of years, and I could make a joke that could get us canceled right here, but I will not. The Native Americans, great respect for them, and of course the Chiefs are looking like they're going to pull it out against the Bears, just like historically happened. And of course, as we go back across the bracket to the other side, we're going into the East with an interesting sneaky game between the Bills and the Steelers. I could see the Steelers making some noise. In our live looking, it is a field goal game right here, but the Bills have the football. Big connection to Gabe Davis on a 3rd and 3 by Josh Allen, and it looks like the Bills are going to get it here. But, Tyler Bass kicks a field goal. Steelers can't do anything, and the Bills do advance in a close one. Maybe we'll see our first upset here at some point. I thought the Steelers were a good option, but now we got the Florida battle between the Dolphins and the Jaguars, and oh goodness, it's a close one. It is 29-29 here in the fourth quarter, and in overtime, the Jags go down and score a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, the absolute GOAT, I guess. And the Dolphins, they're driving. 15 seconds left. Tua with the ball. What is he doing? He is Tua turned the ball over a wall. What an interception right there by Tua. Absolutely costing the Dolphins a game in the absolute shootout, though. Impressive win for the Jags, taking it 36-29. And up in the 4-5 game in that same region. We've got another extreme close one. It is the surprise of the season. The Texans down 5, 27-22 with 7 seconds left here from the 11-yard line. C.J. Stroud, what is he doing? He looks up to Nico Collins, who goes out of bounds after 4 yards, and he surveys the field. 4 seconds left. What is he going to do? He calls an audible. C.J. Stroud, with time expiring. A touchdown to Jordan Akins. This is crazy out here. The Texans will go for 2, but it doesn't matter what happens. The Texans, in an absolute close one of a 4-5 game. The Texans, real surprise in the regular season, and continue. I think the majority of people in the bracket selection, I think like 60% of people chose the Saints to win that game. So even though it was the 4 seed over the 5, that's still a bit of a surprise with the Texans. And unsurprisingly, maybe for me, I'm down on the New York Jets this year, even with Aaron Rodgers. The Ravens taking quick work of the New York Jets to move on to face the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, we're back to the Midwest with the Green Bay Packers against the Cleveland Browns. And the Browns here are actually doing quite well against the Packers in an absolute shootout. I guess Deshaun Watson, call this Alien versus Predator, but Deshaun Watson is absolutely tearing it up out there. The massage parlors are fearing for their lives right now, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. The Browns move on for an all-Ohio matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals, which will be an exciting one. Then, breakneck pace as usual. We've got the West, where the Rams, as the 5 seed, are just absolutely boat racing the Raiders. 42-6. This is crazy. The bookies must be on to something out here in Vegas, because I don't know. They are throwing the game out there. Jimmy G just throws an absolute interception right there. No one is surprised. It is 45-6 right here for the Rams. I can't believe it. This was not one that I saw coming personally, but it happened. The Rams with the upset against the Raiders in quite stunning fashion. The Rams could go far in the tournament right here. And then, oh man, unfortunately, in the West, my favorite team, the Vikings, are not doing great against the Seahawks here. You know, this guy in the quarterbacking the team doesn't look a lot like Geno Smith, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not judging on skin whitening procedures these days, but Geno Smith hands it off to Kenneth Walker, and the Seahawks are looking good to take a victory here in the 3-6 game against the Vikings. Touchdown to Jackson Smith-Njigba, and the extra point is the icing on the cake. The Vikings are not going to be able to do anything here, and as that stands, the Seahawks will advance with a 35-21 victory. And of course, that's the West region set up right there. Now for our final first-round game of the Midwest between the Lions and the Titans. It is a close one here, to be honest, but the Lions do have the ball. 14-10, Jared Goff. Great pass out there to Jameson Williams, fresh off his 6-game suspension in the regular season that he served for betting on the game. And Jameson Williams, again, with a nice touchdown catch right there to get the Lions up 20-10. And they will kick the extra point, and it is good. We'll see if the Titans can do anything here. And fit to Titans fashion, they take a long drive with a rushing touchdown to Derrick Henry. Unfortunately, they can't do much there, and the Lions will move on with a 21-18 victory. Finally, we have the Washington Commanders against the New York Giants here in the East, and the Commanders, man, call this Soviet Russia, but they are absolutely looking crazy right here. 30-8, the commies looking good. And then our final matchup of the first round back into the South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Carolina Panthers, and it's not close whatsoever. Baker Mayfield, whoever it is, Kyle Trask, absolutely dominating against the Carolina Panthers. And of course, this will wrap up the first round. Some impressive performances, not a ton of upsets so far. I believe only 3 seed line level upsets with the Jaguars, the Rams, and the Browns. But we've seen some impressive performances. I will be excited to see what else happens so far. As you can take a look at the bracket overall, there of course are some interesting storylines. 3 NFC West teams advancing so far. I mean, other divisions that are doing well. I mean, besides that, not crazy much. I mean, the NFC East does have 3 teams as well, as well as the AFC North. And we'll take a look at the overall map right now. You know, a couple aerial attacks, a couple land-based attacks, a couple, you know, naval invasions make the map look a little interesting. It will clean up a little bit more as we progress later on into the video. But really, after the first round, it's quite interesting to see what has happened so far in the tournament. And of course, here are the teams in standings form as the AP would see them right here. The 49ers looking very impressive there with the bulk of the first place votes. But really, we did have a lot of favorites win, so a lot of the strong teams are still there. As we look towards the bottoms, we do have some teams who could make a run. We'll see what can happen. As you know, in March Madness, anything happens. If the NFL were to have March Madness, anything could happen as well. Obviously, you don't quite have, you know, small conferences and whatnot, but still, it would be electric. And as we go back to the South, we have our first semifinal between the Cowboys and the Texans, the all-Texas battle, the Brisket Bowl, as I like to call it. And it looks like the Cowboys are up 19-10 here as Dak Prescott unleashes. And in typical Dak Prescott fashion, he throws an interception right to the opponents. But it seems like the Cowboys get it back after a C.J. Stroud interception, and Dak can manage to actually throw a touchdown pass for once right there. Then the two-point conversion will be the icing on the cake. Looks like the Cowboys will advance in the Brisket Bowl, beating the Texans 27-10. And as they advance to the Elite Eight, we will move down to the East region where we have the battle between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. Two teams very close together in real life, and it looks like the Eagles are going up with a big touchdown on a pass there to Devonta Smith by Jalen Hurts, and they will go up 27-13 here in this round of 16 battle, the Sweet 16 as we like to call it. And while the Ravens did put up a valiant fight, it will be another one seed moving on, similar to how a lot of the 8 and 9 seeds cannot beat the 1 seeds in March Madness. It's kind of this round here. Usually I'd say we would see one upset by an 8 or 9 seed. We'll see if the Browns can pull it off here on the Bengals in the Ohio Bowl, or as I like to call it, the Nobody Wants to Go There Bowl. That's not that good of a joke, but come to Ohio, all of the above. And the Bengals with their all-white uniforms will be going up 21-14 here on the Browns. And it looks like Massage Watson can score that touchdown right there. And it's going to be up to Joe Burrow to see if he can be the judge, the jury, and the executioner to hold Deshaun Watson guilty. Oh my goodness, that was saucy by T. Higgins right there. That's incredible. An 80-yard touchdown for T. Higgins. T. Higgins said, Massage Watson, this is not your day. You're going to jail, buddy. Look at that. And Deshaun Watson cannot complete the comeback there. 28-21 for the Cincinnati Bengals there. Moving on to the Elite Eight. Then finally, the California Bowl, our third in-state matchup of the Sweet 16 so far here. We've got the Niners versus the Rams, and it looks like Deebo Samuel will get a nice, good run on this one. And it looks like the 49ers will be able to take this in the California Bowl, or as I like to call it, the Homelessness Bowl. Maybe I should stay away from political topics here, but as we move on, it's looking like a very, very chalk so far Elite Eight with 4 number 1 seeds right there. And we've got the Chargers versus the Seahawks here. And then the Chargers, Justin Herbert throws an interception with 19 seconds left. Geno Smith had a chance, but unfortunately, marching the whole length of the field is pretty difficult. We will have an all-California West Coast battle, the Chargers versus the 49ers in the Elite Eight. And as we move up to the Midwest here, we've got a real close one. The Chiefs down 3, 31-28. Lions, the Chiefs are going. They got to get 60 yards in 18 seconds. What are they doing? Oh, they go up. Kadarius Toney running. It looks like Kadarius Toney is going to be the Chiefs legend. But, oh no. Kadarius Toney broke his leg on the 2-yard line. Kadarius Toney, the leg just snapped. Like Kadarius Toney cannot stay healthy for any length of time. Kadarius Toney, unfortunately, is dead. I'm kidding. That's too far. But Kadarius Toney broke his leg there at the 2-yard line as the Chiefs were about to advance, and it will be the Lions up there in the Midwest facing the Bengals. And it looks like over here in the East, the Commanders were no match for the Buffalo Bills. The red, white, and blue has defeated the Commies. It is 1991 all over again. Cold War, Ronald Reagan, rejoice. The Commies have been eliminated. And as we move back to the South here, once again, a lot of chalk. It will be the 3 versus the 7 seed here, though, in the all Florida battle, as I like to call it, the Florida man matchup. And looks like the Buccaneers are up 14-10 on the Jaguars. And, with the Buccaneers with the ball, this probably should run the game out. I was excited to see what Trevor Lawrence and company could do. As the 7 seed, they had a very disappointing regular season, but it looks like it will come up short here in the playoffs if they can't do anything with 5 seconds left. And while this might be a more chalky March Madness with 4 1 seeds and 2 3 seeds, 2 2 seeds, if you think about in real life, once you get down to the ends here, a lot of the cream does rise to the top. And as we can see, this updated bracket, a lot of border gore right there. The South is looking a lot prettier. The East is pretty, but the whole Bengals, Lions, California situation doesn't look that good there. And as we move back to our top 8, the Lions with a 9-9 regular season have made the Elite 8. I think this is somewhat like we would see in real life if the NFL did this. A lot of the top teams do just beat the bottom teams probably a little bit more so than college basketball. As we take a look at the Elite 8, it is about to be elite. As I say that, the South is about to be a massacre. Call it General Sherman, the way he is just tearing them apart. And yeah, this is warfare there in the South. The Cowboys are absolutely incredible. Call the Buccaneers the cattle, the way the Cowboys have just had their share of the day with them there. The Cowboys advance to the Final Four. And as we go to the Eagles versus the Bills, shockingly, the Bills, the 2 seed, are actually doing great with the 1 seed Eagles driving right here. Jalen Hurts, can he do anything? We'll see. A.J. Brown must have been a poor game so far from the Eagles if they're down 14 here in the fourth quarter in our live looking. And it looks like Jalen Hurts probably won't be able to do anything. They're going to need an onside kick. As we move on to 4th and 6, things are looking less and less pretty for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I can tell you, the fans are booing right now. With a home game, the Eagles get upset by the Buffalo Bills in the Final Four. The first matchup is set there. The Cowboys versus the Bills. As we move across to the Midwest, the Lions are up 23-16, but the Bengals are driving here. The Bengals are down to the 1 here with 45 seconds left. And Joe Burrow, he completes the pass to Irv Smith for the touchdown. The big question is, do they go for 1 or for 2? And they go for 1. Can Evan McPherson knock it through? Evan McPherson does. The Bengals. And the Bengals back to the Lions. No way. The Lions complete a Hail Mary there from Jared Goff to get to the Final Four. What a turn of events, not gonna lie. I did not see that coming. Jared Goff, oh man, that was incredible. So incredible that I don't have time to talk about the Niners just destroying the Chargers right here. I still can't believe the Lions' turn of events. First, the miraculous Chiefs injury, who knows, situation right there at the 2-yard line. Then the Hail Mary by Jared Goff. And finally, oh man, this is what dreams are made of. This is what I dream of late at night. That great borders right there. Each of the 4 regions has been matched up right there. So we move on to the Final Four. Max and I will be playing these 2 games here. But we are just going to take a look at some of the highlights here in the semifinals. As on the opening drive of the game, the Cowboys are doing pretty good here, as they do kind of tend to be. And it looks like the Cowboys do punch it in for a touchdown right there. And Max for the Cowboys, call it the ranch, the way the Cowboys are just looking incredible right here. And the Bills, Sam, me, I get my first opportunity, and I throw an incomplete pass here on my first drive as Josh Allen. Josh Allen does have a cannon, though, so call it Fort Sumter. That actually doesn't make the most sense. What was the battle they lost? I don't know. Call it the Battle of Gettysburg, the way the Northern cannons are just destroying the South right here. That's the best I could come up with off the top of my mind. But there you go, Max with another revenge here. Call it the Battle of, I don't know, Bull Run, whatever the South won. We'll get to the battle of Shiloh between the North and the South. Whatever we can think of. And unfortunately, the Cowboys cannot get that 2-point conversion. With the way these offenses are looking, this might be really difficult. And the Bills, with 30 seconds left, Josh Allen completes a great pass there to Gabe Davis for 50 yards. With 17 seconds left, the Bills are looking good right here. And Stephon Diggs with 9 yards right there. And the Bills are looking solid here. 10 seconds, got to punch it in. And once again, complete to Stephon Diggs for the touchdown there for 3 yards. Getting a 2-point conversion will be big as they can go up a little bit. Oh, and right at the back of the end zone right there to Diggs. And it looks like the Bills, of course, do get the ball coming out of the second half, which will be big if they can go up 2 scores right here. And the Buffalo Bills are knocking on the door of the end zone right here. And as we wait for Josh Allen to take the snap, he's looking around, scanning the field, and it is a touchdown. Stephon Diggs, his second of the game, maybe third. I can't even remember at this point as your humble commentator. And as Dak looks, solid pass from Dak. I was practically expecting an interception from Dak the way things have been going right there. CD's nuts Lamb with another catch for 30 yards right there. And Dak with their tight end, I forget who their new tight end is without Dalton Schultz. It doesn't matter. Completes it to a tight end and scans the field. And then a touchdown to newly signed Brandon Cooks right there. And they will go for 2 to try to make it a 2-point ball game right here. The Cowboys hand off to Pollard, in for the touchdown. Zeke is too slow. He would not have made that. So the Bills, once again, looking incredible right here, going for the touchdown. It's their rookie, Dalton Kincaid, 32-22 here, pending the 2-point conversion. And yes, the Bills get it. And it's looking like the Cowboys are down 10 here. It's not going to be easy. They're going to need to get a touchdown, get an onside kick, and then score again. But hey, they're moving the ball down the field here with CD's balls. Lamb with another 52-yard reception. He is just showing the Bills everything right now, and I'm not sure if they want that. CD Lamb might need to be put on a list somewhere. But in for a touchdown, yet again, the nameless tight end with 38 seconds left. We'll see if the onside kick can happen, and it does not. The Bills do win this in a bit of a barn burner, 40-30. Much like the Civil War, looked very close at the start, but in the end, the relentless offense from the North, Ulysses S. Grant and the Buffalo Bills, do take it. And as we move on to our second semifinal in the Final Four, it is the San Francisco 49ers versus the 9-9 Cinderella Detroit Lions. As we take a look, the first play of the game is a touchdown, 63 yards to Brandon Ayuk. Big cock Brock Purdy is just looking incredible in the pocket right there, showing a lot of prowess. But Jared Goff can complete this right here. And as another note, I mentioned who is playing who. Sam is playing the 49ers here in the semis, and Max is playing the Lions. And as I say that, Max with a poor play with Jared Goff right there with the interception in the end zone, looking like Dak Prescott out there. But really, the Lions still do have a chance, but they're going to need some poor play here. Of course, as there is a sack right there by Aiden Hutchinson against Brock Purdy. And as we do take a look, the 49ers are driving the ball further down the field, and it is a touchdown there to Jawan Jennings. I think that was him. I couldn't tell the jersey number from here. But anyways, the 49ers are looking great, up 16-0. Jared Goff is trying to air it down the field, going aggressive. And what a catch by Jamison Williams right there. Incredible. But still with 39 seconds, the Lions are facing tough odds right here. And they do get a touchdown to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And we'll see if they can get the 2-point conversion to make it a 1-score game. But still, that red zone interception will be costly. With 18 seconds left, Brock Purdy, that's why they call him Big Cock Purdy. They just take a big risk down to the end zone, throws it in a long straight line all the way to Deebo Samuel, and that is another touchdown. This game is practically wrapped up as long as there are not any turnovers. It is a 24-8, practically pummeling, but it's not quite that, as the Lions still do have a shot here as we watch them with another 44-yard touchdown to Amon-Ra. And we'll see if they can get this 2-point conversion. And the Lions, they cannot, unfortunately. An interception on the 2-point conversion. It is a 24-14 ball game. And Brock Purdy all the way down to Brandon Ayuk for 20 yards at the end of the third quarter right here. And into the red zone, it is a touchdown to George Kittle for 1 yard in the red zone right there. The 49ers are looking scary right now. We'll see. Well, as Brock Purdy, though, does get sacked right there. You know, isn't that kind of ironic? Cock Purdy being sacked. But anyways, we will move on here with the Lions back with the ball, 30-14. It's going to take a near miracle with a 2-point conversion, 2 touchdowns, and that's just to get it to overtime. We will see here, though, if they can pull it off. And they do get the 2-point conversion, but unfortunately, the onside kick does get recovered by the 49ers special hands team, led by Captain Cock Purdy, of course. That actually sounds real dirty, but anyways, we will be moving on back to game action here, as Brock Purdy does complete the touchdown pass yet again to Deebo Samuel, and then the pass there to Elijah Mitchell. And on the 2-point conversion, it will be 38-22 final. As we get to the final, it is the West Coast San Francisco 49ers versus the East Coast Buffalo Bills. Really, 2 titans of the league, and we will see who can win here in the Big Daddy, the one for all the marbles, the championship game. And while this is still me, Max will be coming in to provide his excellent audio commentary when he is playing for the San Francisco 49ers. I am Josh Allen right here, just finding an absolute dime over the middle. Take Gabe Davis. I don't know why I said it like that, but Gabe Davis, he is just an absolute deep threat demon. He will not catch a ball that is shorter than 10 yards. And he moves it for 65 right there. Josh Allen knocks it in, and then a 2-point conversion over to our tight end, Dalton Kincaid, and the Bills get that there.
And welcome Max himself to the recording. Yes, I am here for San Francisco commentating for a beautiful pass from Brock Purdy there. As we saw that Trey Lance keeps falling down the depth chart, Brock Purdy is taking over this offense. Christian McCaffrey doing nothing much. That's surprising. We're going to have to catch up here because Sam is up 8-0 with the Bills. And a great pass, and that's Deebo Samuel. Oh, a beautiful broken tackle, stiff arm, and that's just classic Deebo. Beautiful agility. And we're moving down all the way within the 30. We're looking at Kittle, Black Kittle, but, oh, great catch. Who is that? That's got to be Brandon Ayuk for 20 yards into the 10-yard line. And we are threatening the Bills right now. And it could have been overthrown, but Christian McCaffrey there for 10 yards. We'll go for 2 here, try and tie it up. What will Brock Purdy do here? And that was a mistake, but a beautiful run.
And I do hope that you guys enjoyed hearing somebody else's voice after hearing me talk for 40 minutes on end. That can't be fun. Anyways, as we move on here, I've got the ball back, and scanning the field is Josh Allen. A bit of a sketchy pass there, but we do complete it right there. This is a tied 8-8 ball game. This is about just executing right here, and execute Josh Allen, man. I throw a pick. It's ridiculous.
And here we have a chance to take the upper hand. Josh Allen throwing a terrible pick right there, and you can see the anger in Sam as we are trying to throw a stop-and-go route and a beautiful pass. Deebo Samuel, beautiful route running. We go all the way, but we won't. 33-yard pass. Brock Purdy is showing the world why he shouldn't have been Mr. Irrelevant. And what is Brandon Ayuk doing? That was an easy catch that he just dropped. That's why we're going to switch to Christian McCaffrey, our greatest signing of all time. And that's first down. There we go. Moving on within the red zone. We're throwing deep. That's got to be it. Deebo Samuel, 18-yard touchdown. The 49ers are moving to win this Imperialism championship. And back to McCaffrey for 2 points. Beautiful.
All right, I'm back. I've had a talk with Josh Allen on the sideline. I let him know that he needs to step his play up. And unfortunately, he immediately texted Haley Steinfeld. I told him that was not what I meant, and he just laughed. So we'll see what he can do here as we're moving the ball down the field here. It would be good if I could just keep the ball till halftime, but as you guys know, I do not waste time, and I have never wasted time in the history of my Retro Bowl career. So we'll just play as we normally do here, with Josh Allen scanning down the field, and he finds Stephon Diggs right there, looking like an absolute archer, like Haley Steinfeld in the show Hawkeye. And as Josh Allen does scan the field there once again, gets another curl route there to Stephon Diggs, who gets tackled there with about 45 seconds left at the 20-yard line here. Nobody's looking real open. Tries for the check down, but unfortunately it is incomplete. 37 seconds left here. And the 49ers defense is good, man. They've got everything covered, but we do get on a curl route Gabe Davis right there. And with 23 seconds left, we do find Stephon Diggs for the touchdown right there. And with the 2-point conversion, we've got to get this in to tie things up, and we do. Wide open, lapse in coverage right there. Not sure what the 49ers were doing.
So we gave Sam too much time there. He ties it up. We can bring it into the second half, but we got a chance to maybe kick a field goal here. Brock Purdy looking for Black George Kittle, and you know what? He gets a decent amount. We might have to go for another first down. Hopefully, we can do that within 6 seconds. And a deep pass, dive, timeout. Oh, not in time. Anyway, as we move into the second half, I will have the receiving from this kickoff. And Brock Purdy, still looking good as ever, throws to George Kittle again. George Kittle marching down the field for 24 yards. Great stuff there. We are moving. We are just passing, just not taking much time off the clock. I don't know about this strategy here, but we are going deep on every single pass and just giving Sam so much time. We should definitely be taking more time off the clock, but obviously my past self is dumb. So now we move into this 2-point conversion. Hopefully we can go up by 8 points here. And here we go. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb.
And as I get the ball back, I would like to say that Max is not dumb, purely bad at Retro Bowl. Here, as we get Josh Allen here, we can potentially take the lead yet again. Josh Allen, another dime over the top to Gabe Davis. As I said, he can't catch a pass that is shorter than like 20 yards, a 41-yard reception for Gabe Davis right there. And then we get it back to Dawson Knox coming off the bench right there with the rookie sensation Dalton Kincaid in for the touchdown. A 2-play touchdown drive here. The Bills are looking incredible, and we get the pass in there to Stephon Diggs for the 2-point conversion. So we take the lead 24-22.
I am not going to take that slander from Sam. Him calling me a terrible Retro Bowl player. Watch me end this out with a dub. We're going to move this out in a terrible pass. Maybe Sam is right. I need to get some Retro Bowl practice. The 49ers were dominant, but now are slipping now. But, a good first down. We still move. I might be bad at Retro Bowl, but at least I don't turn the ball over. And Brandon Ayuk. Oh, and he's marching down the field for 19 yards out of bounds. Brock Purdy under center, throws it. Short pass. We are taking some time off the clock here. I'm getting a little smarter, it seems. Within the red zone. Here we go. And we're just going for the touchdown here. Terrible pass, but that's okay. Moving into the fourth quarter. Brandon Ayuk on the curl route, and no one can tackle him. Can he go all the way? Yes, sir. Only up by 4 now, so we'll definitely need this 2-point conversion. Hopefully Sam will slip up on his next 2-point conversion. Beautiful 2-point conversion to Christian McCaffrey.
And as I would like to clarify, I won both of the semifinals here. So I think the record already shows that I'm a better Retro Bowl player than Max here. As we have the ball with 1:46 left right now. Lesser Retro Bowl players would say to run the football, to run the clock out, but unfortunately for me, I'm a man of many morals. I do not waste time. I have never wasted time, and I will never waste time in the future here. I sound like Donald Trump on the witness stand right there. But anyway, I feel like I just kind of misspoke when I said that, but I don't care. Josh Allen is moving the ball down the field right here. Another pass to Stephon Diggs there for 19 yards. Looks like we will be able to score right here, and we're just going to have to rely on our defense / Max's ability to just be a bad Retro Bowl player as we get in with a score with 59 seconds left here. And on the 2-point conversion, we do get it complete to Gabe Davis right there. We do go up 32-30.
And what is Sam talking about? He definitely does waste the time. If you haven't checked it out, go to our first NFL Imperialism video. Please do. We would love more views on our videos. But anyway, I'm going to march down this field and score. Maybe even just kick a field goal just to make him feel bad. I am definitely going to waste time because Sam is a criminal at doing that same thing. And we're just going to go slowly down the field. Take our time here. Brock Purdy under the gun, throws for another first down. Beautiful. That's all we need. First downs and clock keeps on running. Moving down the field again. Terrible throw. Very short. Brandon Ayuk basically kicked that one. 17 seconds left on the clock. We actually need to start moving now. Another bad pass. This is actually getting bad. Although we know our kicker, Jake Moody, is pretty good at kicking. He even kicked a 65-yarder earlier in this video. And a great pass, 17 yards. This might be enough, but it is not guaranteed. I might have... Oh, there's a chance. Jake Moody. Bang! Let's go. 49ers are your NFL March Madness Imperialism champs. Let's go. 33-32. Look how equal of a game that was. And this is just a beautiful screen right here. That 32-team bracket, March Madness, and San Francisco is your NFL Imperialism champions.